Picture this. You walk into a room and without saying a word, people naturally gravitate toward you. Conversations pause. Eyes follow your movement. There's something magnetic about your presence that you can't quite put your finger on. What if I told you that this kind of natural magnetism isn't some mysterious gift that only a lucky few possess? What if it's actually a set of psychological principles that have been tested and proven across thousands of years of human history? Today, we're diving deep into 11 ancient psychological triggers that create genuine, effortless attraction. Principles so powerful that they've shaped the rise and fall of empires, influenced the greatest leaders in history, and continue to work just as effectively in our modern world. For over 2 millennia, ancient philosophers and leaders understood something that modern society has largely forgotten. True attraction isn't about what you say or how you look. It's about who you are at your core and how you carry yourself through the world. The ancient Stoics, Roman emperors, Greek philosophers, and great military leaders all possessed a certain quality that made them irresistibly compelling. They understood that attraction operates on a much deeper level than surface charm or pickup lines. These aren't tricks or manipulation tactics. These are fundamental aspects of human psychology that have remained constant throughout history. They work because they tap into something primal and authentic, the qualities that have always signaled strength, reliability, and leadership. Over the next 10 minutes, we'll explore each of these psychological triggers, understand why they work, and most importantly, how you can authentically develop them in your own life. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a roadmap to becoming the kind of person others naturally want to be around. Principle number 1. Unshakable. Inner confidence. Let's start with the most fundamental principle, confidence that goes beyond words. This isn't the loud attention-seeking behavior we often mistake for confidence. This is something much more powerful. Throughout history, from Alexander the Great to Nelson Mandela, truly magnetic individuals possessed what the Stoics called quiet confidence, a calm assurance that comes from deep self-knowledge and self-respect. This confidence isn't dependent on external validation or circumstances. Here's why this works psychologically. When you're genuinely confident in who you are, you stop seeking approval from others. This shift in energy is immediately noticeable. People can sense when someone is comfortable in their own skin, and it creates an unconscious feeling of safety and attraction. The key is understanding that real confidence comes from within. It's built through facing challenges, keeping promises to yourself, and developing competence in areas that matter to you. Principle number 2, emotional mastery under pressure. The second trigger is perhaps even more powerful than the first, the ability to remain composed when everyone else is losing their minds. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest leaders, wrote extensively about this principle. When chaos erupts around you, when pressure mounts, when emotions run high, the person who maintains their center becomes a beacon of stability. This isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about choosing your response rather than reacting impulsively. Psychologically, this triggers what researchers call the calm in the storm effect. People naturally gravitate toward those who can provide emotional stability during turbulent times. It signals strength, reliability, and leadership, qualities that have been attractive across all cultures and time periods. Principle number 3, living with clear purpose. From ancient warriors to modern entrepreneurs, individuals with a clear mission in life possess an undeniable magnetism. Purpose-driven people don't need to seek validation. Their goals and vision naturally command respect and attention. When you have a clear direction in life, something interesting happens. You stop being needy for approval because you're focused on something bigger than yourself. This shift in focus creates what psychologists call attractive independence. You become someone others want to join, rather than someone seeking to be accepted. Principle number 4, the power of strategic mystery. Great leaders throughout history understood something crucial. Revealing everything about yourself immediately kills attraction. The most compelling figures, from Leonardo da Vinci to Winston Churchill, always held something back. This isn't about being deceptive or manipulative. It's about understanding that mystery creates curiosity, and curiosity fuels attraction. When people can't immediately figure you out, they become more invested in understanding who you are. The psychological principle at work here is called the information gap theory. Humans are naturally driven to fill in missing information, and this drive creates engagement and interest. Principle number 5, commanding physical presence. Before language existed, humans communicated entirely through body language. Even today, research shows that 55% of communication is through body language, 38% through tone of voice, and only 7% through actual words. Throughout history, leaders who commanded attention did so through their physical presence, standing tall, maintaining steady eye contact, moving with intention. These signals communicate confidence and strength at a subconscious level. This isn't about intimidation or aggression. It's about owning your space and moving through the world with purpose and awareness. Principle number 6, the strategic use of silence ancient. Philosophers understood that silence is one of the most powerful tools in human interaction. The Stoics practiced restraint in speech, knowing that words become more valuable when they're carefully chosen. In our age of constant chatter and social media noise, someone who speaks less but with purpose stands out dramatically. Silence creates space for others to talk, shows that you're listening, and makes your words carry more weight when you do speak. Psychologically, this triggers what researchers call the scarcity principle. When something is rare, it becomes more valuable. Your words, your attention, your approval all become more meaningful when they're not freely given to everyone. Principle number 7, intelligent, subtle humor. From Socrates to Churchill, history's most magnetic figures often possessed a sharp wit. But this wasn't cheap humor or desperate attempts at entertainment. It was intelligent, subtle humor that revealed mental agility and emotional intelligence. The right kind of humor disarms tension, creates connection, and demonstrates confidence. It shows that you don't take yourself too seriously while still maintaining respect and dignity. The key is timing and appropriateness. Subtle humor that lightens situations without forcing laughter, creates genuine bonds, and showcases mental sharpness. Principle number 8, respectful independence. Throughout history, the most admired individuals were those who didn't chase approval, but maintained their independence and self-respect. This principle is often misunderstood. It's not about being cold or distant. Respectful detachment means being self-sufficient emotionally while still being warm and engaging. It means you can give people space, you don't appear needy, and you maintain your own identity in relationships. This triggers attraction because it signals emotional maturity and strength. People are drawn to those who choose to be with them rather than need to be with them. Principle number 9, protective energy. Without aggression, from ancient tribal leaders to modern-day protectors, there's something deeply attractive about individuals who radiate safety and security. This isn't about being aggressive or domineering. It's about possessing quiet strength that makes others feel protected. This psychological trigger taps into something primal. Throughout human evolution, the ability to provide protection and security has been one of the most important survival traits, and it remains deeply attractive at a subconscious level. Protective energy comes from inner strength, competence, and a genuine care for others' well-being. Principle number 10, the virtue of patience. Patience has been praised across all civilizations as a mark of wisdom and strength. In our instant gratification culture, someone who can wait calmly and not appear desperate stands out dramatically. Patience reflects inner strength and self-control. It shows that you're not driven by impulse or desperation. When you can wait for what you want, when you don't rush into situations or relationships, you radiate a sense of control and confidence that's deeply attractive. This principle works because impatience often signals insecurity and neediness, while patience suggests abundance and self-assurance. Principle number 11, complete self-mastery. At the heart of all these principles lies the ultimate trigger, mastery over yourself. History shows us that individuals who disciplined themselves, who controlled their desires, impulses, and fears, were admired not just for their success but for their character. Self-mastery is the foundation upon which all other attractive qualities are built. When you master yourself, you become someone others naturally respect and want to follow. You become a leader by example rather than by force. This final principle encompasses all the others because it requires you to develop genuine strength, wisdom, and character, qualities that create authentic, lasting attraction. Now you might be thinking, This all sounds great, but how do I actually develop these qualities? The answer lies in understanding that these aren't just techniques to learn, they're aspects of character to develop. Start with self-awareness. Notice your current patterns. Do you seek validation from others? Do you react emotionally to pressure? Are you comfortable with silence? Do you have a clear sense of purpose? Begin working on one principle at a time. Practice maintaining composure in stressful situations. Develop genuine interests and goals that don't depend on others' approval. Learn to be comfortable with silence and mystery. Remember, these principles work because they're authentic. They're not masks you put on. They're who you become. Through consistent practice and self-development, the ancient wisdom we've explored today isn't just theory. It's a practical roadmap to becoming genuinely magnetic and attractive. These principles have worked for thousands of years because they tap into fundamental aspects of human psychology. But knowledge without action is worthless. Choose one of these principles that resonates most with you right now. Maybe it's developing unshakable confidence, or learning to embrace strategic silence, or building genuine purpose in your life. Start today. Start small, but start consistently. The most attractive people in history weren't born with special gifts. They developed these qualities through conscious effort and practice. You have the same potential. You have access to the same principles that shaped emperors, philosophers, and leaders. The question isn't whether these principles work. History has proven that they do. The question is, will you develop the discipline and commitment to embody them in your own life? Your journey to becoming naturally magnetic starts with a single step. Take that step today.